Hey, what's good, guys? It's Reborn here again. I'm gonna be talking about my favorite characters in this book, especially. Starting off with our main man, Darrow. He continues to push the boundaries of being a great character to me. I love his internal dialogue, his internal struggles, especially with telling people that he's actually a red. He told three people in this book, and I think all three people who found out it took a lot of courage, a lot of inner strength to tell them because obviously the people he's around are mostly golds. In the last video, I mentioned how there's several chapters in this book that like stand out to me. And one of those chapters is this conversation with him and Severo, when like Severo finds out that when he tells Severo that he's actually a red, even though Severo kind of had some kind of hint about it. That was an amazing chapter. I think that took a lot of strength from Daryl, and it took a weight off of Daryl's shoulders, knowing that like his best friend, his best gold friend, who's also half red, when we find out later in the story, but like his best friend at the time like understands and doesn't treat him differently for being a red. And obviously, he told Ragnar later in the story, who's also another amazing character, amazing addition to the story, kind of telling Ragnar that like I do understand where you're coming from being at the bottom because I am from the bottom, and I think that was like a real powerful moment to like kind of develop that bond between those two. And of course, the Mustang chapter when he tells Mustang, that was that was cinema to me. And of course, that was like the last time we saw Mustang in the book. And like, obviously, I think she's still kind of processing everything with the events that happen at the end of the book. I think it's going to help her process faster and know that there's probably no going back to what she kind of believed in a way. And that she's going to end up joining Darrow on his quest to get the golds off the top, I guess. Other characters I really loved in this book. Victra, she's a great addition to the story. Um, I hope she's still alive, first of all, because that was a gruesome thing that happened at the end of the book. I hope she's still alive. I touched on Ragnar; he's a great character. The Sovereign and Nero are both really great characters because I love the way that they have presence whenever they're on. I'm about to say on screen, but you guys know what I mean. Like whenever they're in the story actively, they have like a presence to them, and I really love that. And speaking of presence, I get that same feeling from both Lorne and Asia. Um, Lorne had a obviously rough ending at the end of the book, but Asia is a very, very interesting character. I have no idea why she's so interesting to me because like I said, she has like a lot of presence. She was obviously taught by Lorne. Like he only had two students, her and Darrow. So there's like obviously something unique and special about her. I just want to find out more about her. Like she's just real interesting as a character. And speaking of characters that I don't like, not that they're not great characters in their own right, but these are there's three characters that I'm about to list that need to ASAP. First off, we obviously starting with Roke. I think the whole story, the whole book was building towards that ending, so I'm not necessarily surprised. But what he did was still dirty. He needs to go for that. But I understand why he did it at the same time. But at the same time, it's also going to be hard to get rid of him because he does have a big fleet. He has a bigger fleet than Darrow. He's in leagues with the Sovereign probably right now. I don't think he's obviously a smart guy. I don't think it's going to be easy to get rid of him. The second character that needs to go, in my opinion, is the Jackal. Again, obvious reasons. Did Darrow dirty. He's been moving funny all series, but we kind of, especially in this book, we kind of had to accept that because Darrow needed the help. But yeah, he needs to go. But again, just like Vogue, he's kind of a very smart individual, and I just don't see how they're gonna how they're gonna get rid of him. The third and final person on my list is Antonia. She gotta go. She was in the book for at least equivalent of 15 seconds, and she pissed me off all 15 seconds. Jaro even made a joke in the last chapter, I believe, where like he sees her and he's like, "What is she even doing here? Like, whose side is she on?" And like that's how I feel about her. She's always just switching sides, doing what's best for her. That's a great character, by the way. Like obviously a very good character. And like I kind of wish we knew a little bit more, see a little bit more for both this book and the last book. I feel like she kind of falls into the background, but like she needs to go. Yeah, but those are my favorite characters. Characters I think I need to go. This is an amazing book series so far. Only 2 books in. I got another 4 more to go. There's a 5th one potentially coming out this year. So I'm not trying to rush it to catch up, but like, man, I really love this series. I love the grandness of this series, the fast pace, but is able to slow itself down when it needs to. It's just a very great, overall great book. And like I said, I'm starting Morning Star in the next few days. I'm just got finished up on Absolute Batman right now. I'm reading that. That's been pretty good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the series as a whole. Who are your favorite characters in book the first 2 books? And yeah, be born out.